Since 1982, when Plan International first began its work in Kenya, the sponsorship program has been the anchor point for its community transformation story, impacting on areas such as education, water, health, improving livelihoods, and resilience building. These areas of focus have been critical in the development and protection of children in Kwale, Bahari and Chonyi in Kilifi, Kombewa in Kisumu, as well as in Tharaka, Bondo, and Machakos.
In sponsorship, we work with community. There are programs that we are rolling to reach the community, to uplift their living standard and the resilience aspect of life.
How sponsorship works for us here is that it's more of supporting, pulling funds together and supporting bigger community projects that include school fee support, that include water projects, that include school construction of classrooms, as well as a lot of awareness or sensitization on some of issues that we look at that require behavior change.
Plan International started its work in Kenya in 1982, and our work through sponsorship was actually enrollment of children through a child sponsorship framework that works with communities to make a change or impact on the lives of the communities we work with. So child sponsorship is one of our funding stream for the business we do in matters improving the community way of life and impacting on their lives to make, to just improve their livelihoods.
At the onset of every phase-in of the sponsorship program, engagements with communities help to establish priority areas for each community. Community volunteers, who are the link between respective communities and Plan International, would then register needy children into the program. From that point, all the children, and by extension their communities, benefited through targeted development projects.
Kabla hawajafanya miradi, walipoingia village hii wakataka mkutano wa community ili waeleze madhumuni ya wao kuja hapa. Wakaitwa mkutano, walipofika pale walitueleza kwamba sisi tumekuja sababu zilituleta hapa ni rate ya under 5 inaonyesha katika hii location wanakufa sana. Sasa tumekuja tuje tujaribu pamoja na nyinyi tujaribu kutatua hili tatizo.
We have a system in place where we do a child risk index that informs our entry in any community. So the child risk index actually touches on things like mortality, it touches on education, it touches on nutrition, a lot of aspects that define a well-being of a child. And it also touches on issues to do with the wealth ranking of the communities where we've been working.
Plan International has worked towards improving education outcome for children in all its areas of operation. Schools have been constructed and equipped with necessary amenities both at primary and secondary levels. This has helped to improve the enrollment into schools and transition from primary to secondary education.
Before Plan International came to this, it was worse. We had no sufficient classrooms, but we approached Plan International and they came to our aid. So that now we are having 3 classrooms built by Plan International.
They did extremely a good job at Kirewa Secondary. They constructed 5 classrooms. They furnished the 5 classrooms with 240 chairs and lockers. They gave us 4 computers. Before Plan International, the school had only 165 students. Right now, we have about 320 students. So an improvement of almost 50%.
The focus on education has gone beyond improving infrastructure to creation of enabling conditions that ensure that both girls and boys have access to education.
My parents decided that I go get a job so that I also provide for the family. I took courage and went to Plan office in Bondo. Thereafter, they took me for shopping. They paid for my school fees and then they took full charge of me.
Initiatives such as the Bicycles for Education continue to help children who are to travel long distances to access education not only by reducing distances covered to schools by foot, but also reducing their chances of being easy targets of child abuse.
Kabla ya bike maisha ilikuwa ngumu. Kuna time tulikuwa tunatokanga hapa asubuhi saa 11 na barabara ilikuwa mbaya kabisa. Juu unaweza pata ati kuna time wamerepu wasichana wakienda shule. So hiyo time tulikuwa tunaenda late at least ili tusirepiwe jiani. Bike ilisaidia juu nilikuwa naenda shuleni mapema nasoma. Alafu ile time nilikuwa nachukwanga nikitembea, nilikuwa nanipatanga shule, so napata hiyo chance ya kusoma kabisa.
On the other hand, school feeding programs in semi-arid areas and areas hit by drought and hunger ensure that school-going children get at least one meal during school days. This has helped to improve enrollment and retention of learners in the beneficiary schools.
We have seen pupils collapse in school. Plan International came in to the school and has rescued the situation of pupils dropping out of school because of hunger. So when we introduced the feeding program in the school, the enrollment of the school came up from 360 to the current 407 pupils.
In a bid to improve health outcomes for children and their communities, the organization works closely with stakeholders in the health sector to help bring health services closer to the communities where none existed.
Kuna kiwanja ya community ya pamoja ambao ndio ilikuwa na wazee hapo mbeleni walikuwa wameona itajengwa shule ya msingi, shule ya upili na zahanati. Ikawa shule ya msingi iko tayari, ndio shule ya upili ilikuwa imeanza kujengwa, sehemu ikatengwa ndio ya zahanati. Tukiwa pamoja kama community, tukakubali wakatujengea, ikaisha na wakatusaidia. Kupitia kwa serikali, ikafunguliwa, tukapewa mhudumu.
Since 2017, Plan International have been supporting this facility. We have the maternity services that are very utilized by the community. We have the antenatal services also. We have the family planning services, the immunization services, adolescent sexual reproductive health. So in a month, you have roughly 4,000 patients coming to the facility.
Access to clean drinking water affects most communities where Plan International works. Women and children often have to travel long distances in search of this special commodity. Through the sponsorship program, water projects have been initiated both in schools and within the communities, ensuring that women and children spend less time in search of this precious commodity.
Kitambo tulikuwa tunaenda kilomita 1.5, lakini tangu mradi uje saa hii hatuendi mbali. Kwa wale waliofadhili huu mradi tunawashukuru. Maana inatusaidia sisi hata wanyama wetu pia, mifugo yetu pia inasaidika.
Protection of children at all times is at the center of what Plan International does. The organization has invested in the development of child protection structures among parents, community members and duty bearers.
With the presence of child protection unit that was facilitated by Plan International at Aram Police Station, it is now easy to handle cases of children because they have a place where they can sleep well, so that you can have easy time to interrogate them on whatever happened, how the whole thing came to existence.
Besides the capacity building for stakeholders, funding for child protection infrastructure such as the rescue center in Kisumu and child protection units spread across various program units will go a long way in ensuring that children will have adequate safe spaces even when they are in conflict with the law.
Before Plan International constructed the rescue center, there were several cases. Others were not solved because of maybe distance. But with Plan International giving us this building, it has been easy for us. a case is solved very fast.
We appreciate so much as a national government for this child protection unit. It will go a long way in helping children, especially those who will be in conflict with the law. They will have a resting place probably before they are taken to court or before they are reunited back with their families.
Girls face a myriad of abuses, some of which permanently alter their lives. Empowering girls and young women who have been victims of abuse is not only important in creating lifelines, but it is also proving critical in creating new champions who are defending the rights of girls and young women.
I was 11 years old in the year 1995 when I encountered FGM. I got married at the early age of 16 years. I was 24 years old when I went back to school. Before I was hearing about the Plan International, I talked to them, then they paid my school fees. In 2019, I got a TSC job, actually after only 5 months.
Ile yenye ilisababisha zaidi mpaka tukakuja na lengo moja la kwamba ni lazima tulete hili kundi ili tuweze kuongea ndo watu wasikie. Mimba za mapema zilikuwa zimezidi. Tukiwa sisi wenyewe ni waathirika kwa hizo mimba za mapema, na pia tulikuwa tumefikia mahali tunaingia kwa hatari zenye zingetuletea shida zaidi. Kati yetu karibu kila mmoja mahali anatoka kunapatikana nazi. So tukafikiria, tukaona njia nzuri yenye ingetusaidia ni tujiunge, tuone ni jinsi gani tungeweza tukatengeneza mafuta ya nazi kama kundi. Tukiuza tena baadaye ile faida kidogo inapatikana, tuone ni jinsi gani tunasaidiana. Kabla Plan Kenya iingie katikati ya kutusaidia tupachesi mashine yenye sahizi tuko nayo, tumekuwa tukitumia muundo wa zamani sana kutengeneza mafuta yetu ya nazi. But kutoka tupate hii machine kidogo tumeona even production ya mafuta imeboreka zaidi kwa sababu imekuwa iko clean.
Long-term protection of children can only happen in homes that are food secure, resilient and financially stable. Yet climate change will continue to impact on livelihoods and resilience of many families. Groups of sponsored children's caregivers have been supported to develop alternative livelihoods to address the effects of climate change.
Tuko member kama 22 through Plan Kenya. Sasa tukaanza kufunza vile tunaweza kaa, vile tunaweza kujitegemea sisi kama wamama, vile tunaweza pata chakula, hata school fees kama wamama. Hata tulikuwa tuna target this time watoto warudi na pesa za green grams na hakuna. So vile hakuna, tuko na kuku na kila member ako na kuku 50. Tunalea pamoja, sikikuwa mingi tunauza pamoja kama kikundi. Watoto tunawatolea school fees na kuku.
Higa mar 2005 kane pok plan odonjo, ne wawinjo matek nikech yor yuto marwa ne ni piny. Dier ne nitie nikech ne pok wayudo yo mwanyalo puro kaka sembni, nikech ni waremo kothe, waremo water pumps, yani gik mwanyalo loso go puothego ne onge.
We have seen the communities adapting to the climate change because they have been empowered, trained. We have also managed to link them up with the input suppliers, whereby they can be able to access the farm inputs and also increase on their production over the period.
Plano se konyowa gi pipe, se konyowa gi machine, to konyowa koda gi yath plus kothe, to se kelonwa koda seminar mopuonjowa kaka wanyalo loso gigewa momiyowago.
Financial literacy and the saving culture has also been inculcated through Village Savings and Loan Association Groups, VSLA.
The transformation that has been brought by the VSALA at household level, including mine and other people in the society, it enhanced civil culture to members. The household livelihood improved because member can just take a small loan here or invest, so the livelihood intervention is addressed.
Various VSLA groups are slowly moving beyond the routine activities, with most groups leveraging on the seed capital provided to them to diversify their sources of income. This will be critical in the sustainability and growth of such groups beyond the table banking.
Kurukua 2021 June nejo plan ukonua mwanduka mwandu mag tensadek kod kombe miadek kod mesini mag plastics ki apar. Kendo wase neno lokruok kata kenowa dhi maber. Wase keni account koa 2021 from June wase dhi maber nyaka sani. Chenro mwaketo mbele en ni kaka joplan nose boost wa gi gik moko, waketo chenro wa mbele mondo mi wabende wayud maendeleo mamoko machielo, mondo mi wasud kwa dhi mbele maonge ng'ikni mar dok chien e gik mane usemiyowago.
At the time of facing into the communities, Plan International's entry point was through community members who volunteered to support the program. Most of these volunteers, who were mostly from humble backgrounds, were nurtured to become leaders who would later transform their communities beyond working for the sponsorship program.
When Plan came, I could be trained in agriculture, perhaps how to maintain the so-called kitchen gardens and the rest, and I was given a chance for some other trainings to prosper in the same section of agriculture. But eventually I came to grow. As we are talking now, I'm the constituency chairman. So that leadership was offered and we are doing it. And we will not shy away from mentioning Plan wherever we are, because it is a part of us.
Our structure has been so strong to an extent that we had CBOs, community-based organizations, that just evolved to be serious organizations. We've had CBO structures that has had leaders, nurtured leaders. They gained the confidence as evolving leaders, and now they are in serious offices.
Community-based organizations are a critical link between the sponsorship program and sustainability of its development initiatives. Plan International has been building the capacity of local CBOs, encouraging them to learn and step up into championing for the development of their communities.
We have also started sub-granting the CBOs. All the CBOs were given the responsibility to recruit community volunteers, where we are giving them money, then they are paying the volunteers a stipend. In this one, we are trying to give them a culture of knowing how to get grants, how to employ staff. So we are trying to cultivate a culture where the CBOs know also how to capacity build their own groups.
For us as a CBO, we've tried to build our own resource base through well-wishers and our little income generating activities to be able to be there as an organization that can still serve communities. But another partner can come and see the good work that we are doing, and they can help us work together, like leveraging on what we've already laid, the foundation that's already there.
After years of implementation, the impact of the sponsorship program's direct benefit approach, such as water projects, health facilities, schools, houses for needy families, and educated sponsored children, among other things, stand as a testimony to the transformation experienced within the communities. Yet, there is a bit that will never be visible to the naked eye: the hearts and minds touched by the program. Indeed, a seed has been planted. The hope is that the communities in Kubo, Kombewa, Chonyi, Bahari, Tharaka and Machakos will carry on with the work of bringing hearts and minds together for children.